You've been living in Denmark a while now. Tell us a surprising fact about the nation. In Denmark, you're not allowed to like just cross the street. You know, in New Zealand, you can just kind of cross the road wherever. In Denmark, if you do that, everyone looks at you like you're crazy, because they're like, "What are you doing crossing the street?" The Danish flag fell from God and landed on a battlefield. And once a year, they have a holiday which is like an old Viking holiday, where you get a barrel and you put like a fake cat inside it and you hit it with a stick. What were the challenges of telling Pia's story? Okay, so Loving Pia is based on a real person called Pia, who's intellectually disabled, and she's living with her mother called Gitu in the countryside. And Pia is 62 now, and her mother is turning 85. And what I wanted to do was make a story out of Pia's life. And I think the most challenging thing of working with someone like Pia with an intellectual disability is that is the ethics involved in it. So the story's grown out of her life, and obviously Pia has her own way of understanding the world, and it's not the same as an able person's way of understanding the world. There's a challenge and a tension between using her image in a film and her story in a film, knowing that she will understand and read the text of the film in a different way to the rest of us, or most of us, right? Because she's a minority. I broke that challenge into 3 parts. One was that I wanted to make sure that the actual day-to-day making of the film was positive for her, and I think it was. I think she had a really good time. We all had a good time together, and we made it over 2.5 years, so it's not like we just like rushed her through it or anything. We're now very good friends. I wanted to make sure that when the film came out in her community, it wasn't problematic for her, so I spent a lot of time talking to her social network, basically her friends, her family, her care workers, people in her world. Everyone was very positive, and everyone was also very aware of making sure it was positive. And when the film came out, I think it was positive for Pia too. The third part, which is harder to answer and probably the most challenging, is it okay to use the image of someone who perceives that use in a different way? And I don't have an answer to that. But I think that's kind of why we make films like this, is to get us talking about that. And when I think about it myself, I wonder what is better for the world, or for Pia's world. Is it better to let her have a go at being a part of a film and have some of her story come out, or is it better to walk away because it's too hard? And I think it's better to let her have a go. In scripting from reality, how much license did you take? It's based on Pia's film. It's a love story. Pia is worried that when her mother dies, because her mother's getting older, that she will die too, or disappear, because she has no one to take care of her. And she thinks that maybe a way to solve that is to fall in love with a man. This comes from Pia's reality to some extent, but a lot that goes on in the film is something I've taken much license with. So yeah, heaps. Why did you choose to film in a square format? I don't know, it's cool, isn't it? No, because I was watching a lot of anthropological films from the 60s, inspired by like old newsreel stuff when people actually shot on standard 16mm film. We shot on 16mm film. I was watching a lot of European art house cinema, like deep Southern European, Latin American art house cinema. So I was just sort of, what's the word for it, like drenched in that stuff. So for me it just came naturally. I guess it's a bit like if you were watching a lot of cinema in CinemaScope, then maybe you'd want to shoot a film in CinemaScope too. So same but different. Your film screened at Berlin, how was that experience? It was pretty great. Film side it was good because we were really well reviewed and the screenings went really well and blah blah blah. What was best is that we made the film with a small team of people who are very similar to myself and who I really love, and Pia and her family who I really care a lot about. And we all got to be in Berlin together. It was super, super nice. We all stayed in a big apartment and like cooked food together and stuff. So it was just mega cozy. So that was the best bit.